Let's play.
But he'd served with those soldiers for years.
Here to... Play strike, Outlander?
We'll play some other
Or
time.
you wish
man.
to trade for pieces?
The machines are ready.
Bringing down one of those tremor tusks the rebels have outfitted.
Where did they get it? So many marks. I heard that sound of tremor tusks.
What do you mean?
Lawless rebels have captured.
A sharp blade to your...
So it's okay.
With your blade amongst us?
We will defeat all of them.
I see you, champion. Sit, please. Choosing the right rations can be just as important to your chance of survival as choosing the right weapons. If you want food that'll save your life out in the wilds, go northwest to Saltbite. The cook there, Pintala, she'll whip up a meal for anyone who needs it, to Nox or not.
I'll make sure to pay her a visit if I'm out that way.
Like this? Oh,
You're not waving a hammer around, Aaron. Try a gentler touch.
and my big sausage fingers don't really do gentle, okay?
Bring it back. Trace the line. To your right. Other right.
I just saw it. It's the one Aloy found up north. Gotcha! They call it a concussion beat party or something. Yeah, now that's music.
Aloy!
Erend, you're all better. And you're here.
Varl said you might need some help after all. Doing, complicated things.
We still have much training to do, of course. One does not become hunter in a day.
Each seed grows at a pace of its own. Doesn't mean it won't bloom. You should know your Tanakh friend arrived.
Katalo.
I heard their warriors drink people's blood. I want to sleep with one eye open.
I think he's seen enough blood for a lifetime.
I showed him to one of the rooms. He seems to appreciate the privacy.
Looks like you've got things under control. I should get this to Gaia.
Right. We'll keep on training. Catch up as fast as we can.
I'm seeing glyphs in my dreams already.
Well, while you've been off gallivanting around, I've been working with Gaia to find out more about the land gods. So from where I'm standing, you're in need of some training. Come along.
Okay. Oh, and I delivered your message to Talana. She headed for that Oseram camp you two were looking for, to the southwest.
The old ones fed off livestock a little too much for my liking.
Hey,
Hey,
a nice place.
well, it's
Right. It is a lot to take, but don't worry.
right. I see Varl.
It doesn't look as fashionable on me. Granted, a lot of them are bad. You know, I'm still trying to wrap. I never really understood. And now it makes me feel like I could be.
It takes some time. I guess you know what we're.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When Varl first told me those bastards, I thought he'd eaten too many of those medicinal. Yeah, but I've gotten used to seeing it. I just wish they weren't always trying to kill us.
Yeah. How are you settling in?
Yeah, Varl's been helping me get. I don't know who makes him more nervous. That guy.
Well, what about the Vanguard? Aren't you supposed to be.
I sent some of them back. I doubt Avad will mind me sticking around to help.
So,
He's, I thought his people were supposed to be.
you shouldn't believe.
Yeah.
So, Talana.
I'm more like rushed through. I was hoping only Carja I've ever met who's any. But it seemed like she.
I should get going.
I just keep.
Wow, this.
Yeah, and Gaia placed all the data with the focuses you gave us. We'll be able, learn, and if you need us.
Got it. How's that?
You know we really are. Look, she reads glyphs faster than I can.
Of course. You guys reading some?
We just finished going through all the law and All Mother Mountain. It's hard to imagine that my aunt's without the knowledge from Apollo.
Thanks to Ted.
Yeah. I wonder how the world must have seen.
Not to mention terrifying.
And they became an entire tribe.
Looks like I was wrong. Their ship didn't explode on its way to Sirius like everyone thought.
And we saw how they lied about creating a better future at their launch facility. Guess they lied about what happened to their ship, too. But still.
I couldn't put a single dent in their shields, Varl.
That didn't stop you from won't stop us from using Hephaestus.
Let's hope that...
I wanted to pay my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed at the embassy. Told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised. For a second I thought I was talking. Never thought of Tanakh than a Nora war chief.
I'm guessing Talana didn't...
You got that right. Makes you wonder what this Amadis guy...
Whatever it was, she didn't...
Must be quite a...
I guess she'll tell us what... How's...
And we all have our difficult moments. But I'm hoping Oseram's stubbornness...
How's everyone doing?
Just taking it...
Think you can hold...
If Aaron stops listening to we'll be fine.
Varl looks happy.
Learning is best done together.
Have you gone back to play?
I thought about it. The chorus already thinks me. If they knew, even if they understood. This, no.
What are you up to?
Gaia was kind enough to she helped me decipher some of, and showed me it's not easy, but...
That's good to hear. I see you've...
Gaia did say this place was so we could regain control of our lands, nurture them like the land gods. It does strike me as odd that a place of life...
Did Gaia tell you and...
She did. To think that there are places among... It is... and heartbreaking. That...
Sounds...
Yes. The Karj, but Varl tells me that she too...
Yeah. You've spoken...
A few words. You must have made quite the...
So you've been...
Yes. Including their demise, and... I was... past, but... reborn?
You've been getting to know...
Of course. In this case of it.
So... How does a warriors like...
By holding when our fields bloomed aplenty, but Plainsong's dishes provided sanctuary and high ground to keep invaders at bay. In the end, even the Tanakh saw sense in... The Utaru promised to provide the Tanakh. In exchange, the Tanakh would relinquish a veteran. This custom was abandoned a few years after, but some veterans still remain...
I believe I've met... I've been meaning to ask... You didn't seem...
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on public... When the Karja invaded the Utaru plain, they burned our fields. Those who were too weak to make the trip...
To be sacrificed in the...
I was helping the healers back then. As waves of... The chorus was divided in how to face the invaders. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe. And while they bickered... I
couldn't have been easy.
I come from my grandmother used to. I moved to the dishes when the Red Raids began, but the injured kept pouring into Plainsong. One day, I woke up to hear a Karja raiding part. I rushed there with the healers to help the survive. The smell of burning flesh.
I'm sorry.
I made it a point to demand that we take I was denied.
You said
I did. But news of my disagreement, before I knew it, I had more than a dozen. We knew we couldn't take on the Karja, but we also knew the lay of. We ambushed, sabotaged their supply line.
Sounds like you were forced to be.
Enough that the Tanakh. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us. We chased the enemy all.
You said you were at Barren Light when the Tanakh.
Tanakh marshals climbed the cliffs of the Daunt under cover, then attacked. Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full. What happened next was, when all the dust and blood settled, our enemies defeated. I went back to play. It didn't feel like.
Is that when you.
I thought soothing. Then you came along. I could either sing at.
I'm glad you chose. You called yourself.
To all living things, an end must come. I try to bring comfort. And.
So. Warriors.
But when our feet. But in the Utah. In exchange. A veteran. This cut. But.
I believe I've. Right.
I shall return. Aloy, we've gathered some supplies in that chest. Take what you need.
Looks like someone's made this space their own.
I see you found Varl and Zoe's room, Aloy. I believe they wanted private accommodations.
I see.
I just think she talks a lot. You would too. Interesting.
Looks like this room's changed. Is that your doing, Gaia?
Yes. I have repurposed the displays to track the cauldrons you have acquired data from.
Aloy.
It's good to see you.
I've been told of our enemy and your friends showed me to the and gave me this focus. But all I really need to know.
Welcome to the team. What are you looking at?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols, so I thought I'd try to understand this Hephaestus.
Yes.
How many?
As many as we.
Such power.
Now that you know.
I'll admit, I find them vulnerable.
For now.
I will leave this. I trust you will point my blade where it will.
You said the bulwark.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. As I grew older, I came to be known as Tekote. I fought by his side against and led my squad on a dangerous climb into the. It was I who opened from the east side.
That must have gotten you some.
Indeed.
Then why'd you leave?
I became.
Why did you leave the Sky Club?
I was sent to. Back then, I would have obeyed his every order. I was too blind. Fear of a rising young warrior. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. Never occurred to him.
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a
Tekote knew I'd be forced to forsake the clan. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command. After our victory at Barren Light, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaru, even though he knew perfectly well it was exile. So I became a marshal.
I'm sorry you had.
I am not.
When we were at the bulwark, Hikaru also mentioned it. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the 10 and for us to imitate this feat is, and it is why the challengers leap into the. Many times I am the feeling of freedom.
What did Chief Hikaru say?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove and helped reunite. There was little more to be.
Well.
Indeed.
You've had some time. Any thoughts?
I admit, farmers don't make for effect.
I'm told she rallied some in her and fought all the.
Interesting.
I should go. Feel free to check in on Hikaru.
I will. May the 10.
Welcome back, Aloy. Please merge ether with me. Afterwards, I must discuss an important matter with you.
So, what did you want to discuss?
While you were away, I received an unusual transmission on my dedicated Aletheia frequency.
Aletheia. That's one of the sub-functions you couldn't detect before.
Yes. The transmission occurred so slowly that at first it seemed like an accidental blip of data amongst background static. Once I noticed this irregularity, it took some time to collate the complete message.
Coordinates. Where does it lead?
To a mountain to the northwest of this facility. A word of caution, Aloy. It is possible this transmission is genuine. It is also possible it is being broadcast by someone or something else.
You don't think it's actually Aletheia?
I am uncertain.
What's SOS?
It is an old world code. A distress signal. A desperate plea for help.
Why would Aletheia send a coded
I believe it was done, or at least to create the... I am also uncertain, able to detect as far as it is aware.
Okay, so... either... or someone else is trying to get us to go...
That is my
Could the Zenith...
According to the Zeniths recovered the other Gaia. It is feasible they used it to get...
So... maybe...
Possibly. If they intended to provoke me, I would expect the community...
Right. You said the coordinates lead to a mountain to the north.
I have no record of anything.
Okay, and what about the other...
I have queried my available database. Perhaps its meaning can
Alright, I'll go to the coordinates and check out the source of the transmission.
All by yourself? Ha! No way.
I included Erend and Varl in this briefing via their focuses. I concur that you should not investigate this alone.
What if it's a trap?
Of course it could be a trap. But if it really is Aletheia, then it's in trouble, and I need to bring it back. Don't worry. I'll be careful and...
We're coming with you.
Fine. Go grab your things.
We'll wait for you at the west exit, in case you need to upgrade your gear.
Aloy.
That was sneaky of you.
I am pleased you... Is there something you wish...
So, Poseidon.
Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of water once it is restored to me. But I must warn you, it may have taken measure...
I'll be careful. What can you tell me?
Demeter sows?
So once I bring it back...
While permanent restoration, I may be able... However, a word of warning. Alone and frightened.
Okay. You mentioned that the superstorms...
Yes. Weather patterns in the local region should...
Well, that's a relief.
I will continue to stay...
The missing subordinate function...
Artemis rewilded the... Aletheia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and Apollo was tasked with preserving, organ disseminating. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was...
Pharaoh, huh?
Understandable. He appears to have been
All three of the missing functions were... Do you still...
If attained, restoring their remaining elements would... Perhaps you will be able to... Artemis and Apollo, however.
How's Catalo do?
I detect that the loss of... Though he has not, I may be able to assist.
Really? How are things?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her in an effort to without the ability. I am unfortunate. However, Zoe and I are hopeful.
Well, keep... Varl and Zoe seem to like...
Indeed. Zoe discovered references to a diet. She appreciated the similarities and encouraged Varl to try.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to
How's...
He is becoming increasingly accustomed.
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, he is given repeated
Well, good thing we have a lot... So this facility was meant to
For the local. Had humans received their they would have then been... As that never happened.
Until Minerva decided... So I guess this...
Yes. To observe. It may be... Should you find and...
I'll keep a look at... So the Hades Proving Lab. It used to be a fair...
Yes. The facility was used to engineer... It appears to have been one of many research...
I guess it wasn't enough to build He wanted viruses to So, a while back, before I discovered another AI there. It was created to oversee operations for... And it spent the last 1,000... I'm guessing...
No. An effort by its creator.
Any chance it could help?
I have already... Given its previous experience with I imagine it is a...
Right. Well, that's too bad. The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war. Do you know any...
My knowledge of historical events, however, such conditions would see an increase in dust storms.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle, so I guess...
Yes. Levels in the claw.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bowl. Any idea how it got...
During the Pharaoh Plague, the U.S. as automated machinery was It is possible the vehicle...
So they fought against the Pharaoh machine until the mountain was blasted. So, the greatest all working to build the terraforming... What was it like?
Personnel worked in resources and technology. Within a month of the project's Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time. She said it was important to aid in my emotional...
What were they like?
Scared. They were hurtling toward technology. I owe everything...
Gaia?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. We exchanged greetings. It was the first of many listening to her stories.
Your friend?
Yes. Though I am glad she made it home.
She was okay with that. Thanks, Gaia. I'll be off.
Farewell.
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
Chocolate frosting. Sounds like a ration every soldier should have.
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Looks like Arendt and Catalo moved their stuff in. Looks like Gaia was able to unlock that door. Gaia, what was this room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room for Control Center operatives. Unfortunately, entertainment modules were lost with the Apollo database.
Oh, that's too bad. Another room. What for? Hey, Gaia? Why doesn't this door have power?
At my current operating level, I am only able to restore functionality to part of this facility. In time, that may change.
Got it. Huh. Looks like someone's rearranged stuff in here.
Aloy, I see you found your room. Your companions thought you would appreciate a private space of your own.
That was thoughtful of them. This is the rite of passage that Vashav gave me at the embassy. I liked him. He seemed like a good man. I think he was really looking forward to going home. When I met Hikaru, I figured he was just another bloodthirsty warlord. But Vashav was right. Hikaru wants peace. It won't be easy. But with his new marshals, maybe his vision has a chance. My old spear. Rust helped me make it when I finished my training. Feels like so long ago now. When Varl found me after the Hades Proving Lab, I thought I saw Rost. I don't think he'd understand any of this. Or what I have to do. But still. Wish he was here. I've been carrying Elizabeth's pendant with me for months. But since we're gonna stay a while, I think I'll keep it here, where it'll be safe. Elizabeth put all of her faith in Gaia. And Gaia put all of her faith in me. If I can do it all, recover the sub-functions, defeat For Zenith, heal the world, I'd like to think Elizabeth would be proud.
So this Eleuthia we're going after, that's part of Gaia. There she is.
You ready to head?
Let's go.
Look at us. 3 battle-hardened badasses. This distress call had to be up a really steep mountain, huh?
What the hell?
Well, that takes the keg.
Burrow, see if there's anything over there.
On it.
We'll check out the battlefield. Let's start with that zenith. Well, there are obviously more zeniths than we know about.
Can't believe you fought one of them.
Almost didn't make it. Whatever the rebels did, it took down our shield. But why was she here? I can access her last communication file, but I'll use my focus to scan the battlefield too.
What about that crazy weapon the Zenith had?
So cold. It looked like she can make it come and go at will. But it's gone now.
Yeah. Well, go do your thing. I'll wait here.
The Spectre had instructions to assist recovery of the asset. I wonder what this asset is.
What a mess.
I'll stash this away for later. An Oseram with a focus. Looks like he was sending data on the weapons somewhere else. Weapon's still hot. I need to know how it worked. But I'll have to check on it once it's cooled off. Looks like the rebels camped here for a while. Were they watching this area? All right. I think I have an idea what happened here. I better get back to Erend.
right, she who sees the unseen. What did you find out?
This was a carefully planned attack. I found camping gear up there. The rebels must have been staking out this place for at least a few days. They were waiting for the Zeniths to show up, all so that they could test that weapon. The Zeniths have a personal shield that makes them invulnerable, but somehow the weapon got rid of it. The Osram that was operating it was sending data on it somewhere else. It was probably just a prototype.
I've known tinkers that do that. I'd do a little trial run before breaking out the real thing. Well, I guess it's still a work in progress, if it blew up.
She was searching for something she lost. Her drone had instructions to recover something called the asset.
The asset? Is that the sub-function thing that you said could be here? Eleuthia?
I'm not sure. Come on, let's go talk to Varl. That's a long way down.
Something tunneled straight down into the mountain. Looks recent.
Whatever it was, it must have been powerful. That Zenith the rebels killed was looking for something called the asset. I don't know what it is, but my guess is it's somewhere down there.
All right, so we head down.
Erend, stay here and stand watch. That Zenith isn't the only one of its kind. I don't want to be caught by surprise if the others show up. Contact us by focus if you see anything.
Okay. Any trouble shows up, I'll call you.
Let's go. There's some kind of old world ruin down here.
You said the Zeniths have their own backup of Gaia, right?
Yeah, from the Proving Lab.
So maybe they were after Eleuthia. Found its hiding spot, so it sent the distress signal.
Maybe. Looks like some kind of data center. I might be able to access the facility systems from that console. I've never seen a transmitter like this before. Looks like it's self-destructed. This was a Far Zenith research lab. It looks like a lot of data was beamcast from here recently. From that device nearby.
So Eleuthia's gone?
If it was ever here, then probably. But then why were the Zeniths still searching for the asset? Let's keep looking around. At least this one doesn't seem to have giant killer machines.
Or anything you can blow up. All this stuff. Wonder what they find anything that might tell us what the asset is?
I don't think so. huge. Some kind of storage room, maybe.
Maybe the asset is in here somewhere.
If it is, somehow the Zenith couldn't find it. Let's look around. So, how is Erend taking all of this? Really?
Well, Gaia, the Zeniths, the Focus. It's a lot. But when I caught up to him in the Daunt and said you needed our help, he dropped everything and turned around.
Well, he's loyal. That's for sure. The control console. To access the storage units.
Can it tell us if the asset is in one of them?
Well, let's find out.
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
236? Wasn't there a number in the distress signal?
You're right.
Aloy. It's you. Skin's like ice. Must have cut this from her head. But why?
Hello, Elizabeth. Apologies, I don't know what else to call you. My name is Beta. I'm afraid I must be brief. I only have a few minutes before my keepers discover I'm missing, and I still need to remove this implant. I had hoped to find shelter with you, but if you're viewing this, I may be dead. Be careful when you take on Farsineth. They are ruthless, and they have Eleuthia, Artemis, and Apollo now. But at least I don't have the Gaia kernel to merge them with. You must succeed, or this was all for nothing. Good luck. And goodbye.
So she's
still alive.
We need to get her back to...
Oh shit, they can fly? Aloy! Aloy, can you hear me through this thing?
What's going on, Erend?
Two of those spectral things just fell out of the sky. One of them is heading down towards you. The other one's waiting up here.
We're coming up. Stay in cover until I get there.
You got it.
Get her to cover in that room. Whatever happens, she stays with us.
I'll protect her.
I should prepare before the Spectre gets here. I can't let it get through to Varl and the clone. Here it comes! Ooh, ugly one, aren't you? I should scan that thing. See if it has any weak spots. That thing's quick. I'm heading up top. Stay down here with the clone for now.
Got it. I'll follow once the coast is clear.
Gotta get back up top and deal with that other Spectre. I just hope Aaron stays in cover.
Aloy!
Aaron!
Yeah, the Spectre's dug its heels in. It's got me pinned down.
Hang tight. I'm almost there.
Just hurry.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. I gotta get to Aaron. Aaron, I'm here.
Watch out! That thing's shooting down the center.
Stay put. I'll see what I can do.
And the second you need me, I'm there.
Spectre's not budging from that spot. I might be able to sneak up on it if I stay out of its line of fire. It's got some kind of shield up. I need to sneak around. It'll be a tough fight if I take that thing head on. A heavy weapon. I could use it against the Spectre. Shield's down! It's on the move! Oh! Oh!
Aloy! Ammo!
Ah!
And they went boom! Let's check them out!
There goes a piece!
Can't use that now. You okay? And it's here. What? Take it like a man! For a woman! Sorry, Aloy. Aloy, she's... Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Long story, but it'll have to wait.
She needs a healer, but we need to get her back to the base immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for then?
You two go on ahead. I need to take another look at that weapon. If I can figure out how that thing works, maybe the Xenos won't be so invincible after all. Oh, this snow's coming down heavy. I need to get the weapon fragment to Gaia to analyze. If we can replicate it, maybe we'll have a way to defeat the Zeniths. I should check on the clone, too. Varl. Errand?
Huh? I mean, why wouldn't I be?
Because there's two of...
There's two of... at least you seem to be.
I wouldn't say that exactly, but... What you reading next?
I saw a guy at rods being used to harness lightning. Guy reminded me of a... thought he could trap lightning. Went up the tallest mountain. It ended like a lot of Oseram.
What are you working?
I'm still figuring out. Those two love, to be honest, all the little symbols. But I'll get up to...
Did you speak with...
She didn't really wake up till we brought her. I thought it'd be better if... No use crowding.
I have to get...
Don't go caught.
Aloy,
Yeah.
you mean after meeting like you, but guess this must be...
Little?
Varl said she may be able to help.
Maybe. What else have you been up to?
I've been studying Gaia's seedlings. I wanted to understand why one of them would... Imagine my surprise when I looked and found out it helped create, in a way, the Utaru as well as our current...
That's why we have to make Gaia. Learn anything?
There's been much to read up on now that it's hard to imagine that machines like... I used to be terrified of them as a child, but everything Gaia creates has a purpose.
Yeah. And if we can get Hephaestus... You said you...
Varl mentioned she was hurt.
That was kind of you.
I just hope she doesn't plan on... She looks like she's barely seen the light of day.
I need to get going.
May the land...
Aloy.
There are more supplies in the chest. Help yourself.
Where'd Katalo go?
Anybody seen one of my machine strike pieces around?
Why don't you check the cache? Maybe you left it there.
Get stained.
Looks like some of the holograms are working now.
I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
A useful war map.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
No, but I must...
It's hard to explain. Maybe. You said you were trained...
That's right. I've been watching holograms. They are faster. How many do this... I would know.
I'm with you there. Getting ether out of the grove made for quite...
One that showed the entire tribe that Heccarford is now blessed by the...
I heard my friend Talana came by the bay.
Briefly. She'll be lucky if my people...
She'll be careful.
Whoever it is.
Have you had a chance?
Briefly. Are all Nora as skilled as the two?
I'm not exactly one of them. They managed to push the cart.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done...
When we were at the bulwark... What is it?
The... For us. And it is... I
need to go.
On your way.
Aloy! Glad you made it back okay. She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
I'll talk to her. Hello? It's Beta, right? My name's Aloy. What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I Don't understand.
Sudden removal of a neurologically integrated data device. The brain, especially the cerebellum, goes into a kind of sensory freefall. Everything real feels unreal. Distant.
Is there anything that can help?
Do you have a focus to spare? It's primitive, but I can make it work.
Yeah.
Booting up. So, Aloy, I suppose you want information.
About you and the Zeniths? Yeah. Why are they here? What do they want? How did they get you? But let's start the beginning. I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago?
That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed.
So far, Zenith established a colony world after all.
Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable.
Okay, so the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves?
Not their descendants.
What?
Not their descendants. It's them. The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know?
How can they still be alive? They don't even look... What did they do to themselves?
I believe it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants.
And you? Does that mean that you're...
I'm not like them. I was made. On the way to Earth. On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface, all so that I could serve my function.
Access and control of the terraforming system. But why? What do the Zeniths want with it?
When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my purpose was to fix it. But I don't think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over.
So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on... But why?
When they took me on mission, I saw how they butchered. They didn't seem to care, so I concluded that they can redesign it.
Mass extinction for their own... Well, without their gun... The Zeniths needed Elizabeth's gene print, trained you. And you?
They told me I was born to interfere. When we reached Earth, I pieced together what must have happened to Gaia and her subordinate functions. That's when I started to realize I wasn't meant, that they must have made me, so I could do what their remote extinction signal failed to do. Reboot Earth.
So you know about the...
It was speculation, but self-destructed after operating. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate action if it had... That was more dangerous than ceasing... I should have realized recreation of Elizabeth Sobek, too.
Yeah, well... So we're dealing with the same Fars... What else do you know?
They were some of the most affluent. They controlled almost... Gerard commands them. The others, Eric, Tilda, they resent his authority over them, but in the end, they...
Eric. He's the one I fought back in the...
He enjoys hurting people.
Yeah. You mentioned the Zenith set up a... Where is it?
Off the coast. Whenever I had to go on missions, I couldn't see anything else, but I did overhear that they were discussing setting up a perimeter to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures. Spectre patrols it. And
what's inside?
Launch facilities, so they can shuttle back and forth to their... Plus, infrastructure together.
Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met?
I'm not sure. For all I know, there could be more of them, other survivors of the call.
You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius...
All I was ever told, I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object, or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection.
The Zeniths never told you any...
They said the only thing that mattered was first Earth, 1,000 years ago.
Guess they survived old age. How did you...
Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never... Even if I were to run. But then I saw you. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eluthia's location,
You said you saw an What did you do?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to only one of the Zeniths would go...
The one the rebels killed.
Baina's dead?
I'm looking into it.
Well, when it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter to send Eluthia back to Baina, I also sent the encrypted transmission. Then I distracted for Baina long enough to seal myself in the ectogenic, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were...
And the Gaia root...
I told them I could capture Eluthia faster.
Well done. You said you were born.
The Zeniths had an updated version of the one you found me. They must have used a stored sample of
I doubt Elizabeth would have let them take her deep.
That wasn't part of the archive,
You said you spent years. Was this archive?
but only the parts I was permitted. Aristotle and Aspasia would assign me learning modules and evaluate my...
Wait, those names. Before Ted Farrow
The Zeniths have a...
So it still exists.
Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters...
To have all that knowledge, just out of reach. All right, I think that's enough.
So how long? You know, how long before Gaius fabricated a machine?
How did you know?
Optimal strategy, so?
Well, I still have to get 2 more subordinate functions before Guy is powerful enough to absorb Hephaestus.
What? You don't have Hephaestus already?
Guy is still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single location, of course not!
You didn't even know who the Zeniths really are.
You were supposed to be further along by now!
Coming here was a mistake. They're gonna find me. They're gonna find this place and take me back. This was all for nothing.
They're not going to find us. Guy is using Minerva to mask our location.
What difference does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything. Everyone. They're gonna die.
Hey. Calm down. You're here now, right? So is there anything you can do to help?
I have certain knowledge sets. And given your state of progress, expertise you probably lack. Geoengineering, of course. Computer science, physics, biology, chemistry.
Okay. Well, see if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
How'd it go?
Her injury's not that bad, but I think she regrets coming here. Feeling might be mutual.
I'll come back later and talk to her. See if I can learn anything.
I should get the weapon fragment to Gaia.
What do you want to know? Okay.